Agriculture on the move.
Agricole mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Good day and welcome to the program Agriculture on the Move. I am Philip Sidney, your host. The coconut industry over the years was a thriving industry in this country. A number of farmers early morning were traversing to Soufre. Soufre was buzzing on an early morning with copra going into the copra factory, as it was called in those days. Today, it's no more. The coconut industry is not, I'm not saying it's dead, but it has died, and of course, there is room for resuscitation. The Ministry of Agriculture is in the process of organizing planting material. There's a project where farmers have received planting material, and there's also additional projects to get seed material to create a germplasm bank to resuscitate the industry. For many reasons, the industry collapsed due to aged trees, aged farmers too, pests and diseases, and also the water-nut industry came on stream, which is a very thriving industry. You also had the problems with farmers who were selling copra, were putting material that was not right. And that material with things like stones and even chassis of vehicles and stuff like that too, for wheat, for the bags. That to damage the factory, working of the factory. And that caused tremendous problems for the coconut industry in St. Lucia. With me is a young man who is very enthusiastic in seeing the resuscitation of the industry. He's from Soufre, and his name is Ivan Prevost. Welcome to the program, Mr. Prevost.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself, Mr. Prevost.
Well, as you said earlier, I'm Ivan Prevost, originally from Soufre. I used to, in 2008, I used to source raw oil from Guyana for the Soufre factory when it did reopen in 2007. Mm-hmm. So actually, what I really into is coconut. Mm-hmm. Everything that have to do with coconut, that's what I am. Okay. So when I realized that suddenly that the factory was closed and guys have been vandalizing the place very often, what I said to myself, well, no, I cannot allow this thing to go down the drain. Mm-hmm. So I took it on my own to try to resurrect this place. And that is where I am now, and that is what I intend to do to make this place a better place.
Okay, so what was the process? In other words, how were you able to get into the production of the oil that you're doing now? Were you able to get funding? Do you have a partner assisting you in that process?
No, actually right now I'm doing everything on my own. Like I said before, I used to source the oil from Guyana. So because of sourcing the oil, I had a relationship with the company, Palmer-owned company from Guyana. Mm-hmm. So actually, as I resurrecting right now, this place, which is the Soufre factory, mm-hmm. I'm getting the finished product, which right now that I'm bottling right now, mm-hmm. from Guyana on a trustworthy, mm-hmm. and the bottles also. So you find like right now, I don't pay a cent. After I sell everything, I pay everybody back the money.
Okay. So right now you have a relationship with the farmers. What's happening now? What sort of arrangements do you have with the farmers?
Well, actually, what I intend to do, as in now, effective now, is to try and get, because whilst I was sourcing the product, the raw material for the Soufre factory, I realized that too much cash was going overseas to Guyana. Mm-hmm. So I myself went to India and I bought equipment to crush copper. So I realized, well, the problem was not the copper. The problem was the software factory didn't have the finance to pay the farmers. So they used to take 3 weeks, 4 weeks to pay the farmers. So what I did now, when I bought the equipment, I was buying the copper from them. I was at Otsa. I was buying the equipment from them, crush it there, and send it to software where they process it, and then they pay me for the finished product instead of getting it from overseas. So with that little experience, as the place is closed and I had the link with Guyana, that's why I try to make something happen, because right now in software, the crime rate is boosting up a little, no employment and different things, and letting this golden spoon, which is the software factory, go down the drain, it hurts. So that's why I took it on my own right now to make something happen, and that is why we're making something happen.
Okay, so you went into the factory. What did you do? Apart from cleaning it up, were you able to resuscitate some of the old engines and?
Well, actually, the guys vandalized this place maximum, meaning they had a new truck, everything gone on it, the refinery, all the parts gone on it, everything, windows, doors, roof. So what I did, actually, I took in some little cash from my pocket and fix up the place to the way that I can. Every little profit I make, I fix up 1, 2 little things. So right now the place is getting back on stream. I have 3 guys just cleaning the whole yard, cutting grass, make the place look so nice, and put flowers and different things. I have painters doing 1, 2 little work. You know, I have some ladies bottling now, and you know, so right now the place has 15 people working there right now.
Okay.
15 people. And my intention, Mr. Philip, is to make this place boom the years before, because I can remember when I used to go to the primary school, when you look at the road at 1 o'clock, you used to see blue. You know, the people used to be blue in uniform, and you used to wonder, I'm young, you know, I used to wonder, but what's going on? But it was the workers, you know, and they also had a little siren making noise when it's 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you understand? So it was awesome.
There's history for you.
Yes, it was awesome. Noting that I was a little boy, so all, you know where the factory is? Sometimes all Sulphur Spring, they used to have vans, and we used to go up there taking little pieces of copper and eat it. It was to be joy, you understand? So I don't know how that I'm going to resurrect and what we can do to bring back the copper industry. I know that the minister has talked about it. I know the minister said that we had to plant more trees and stuff, which is a good initiative. But the one thing that I knew, that because the booming of the copper industry used to be because of the bananas. You know, the farmers used to plant 1, 2 coconut trees underneath, and they was focusing on the green gold, which was the bananas. And then they just do the little coconut, you know, just for a little incentive to buy 1, 2 little things. But I do believe that there is potential, there is light, and our farmers in St. Lucia will never let the coconut industry go back down the drain. So we will try to resurrect that. I will try to come up with a plan, something that will suit them, something that will make them happy, you know, so that we can start purchasing, because I want to start purchasing copper from the 16th of February. So I want the industry to be back on stream. I have my equipment down there right now. Everything is ready to go. So I want to give them a little time. So 16th of February, like I'm saying right now, the farmers, be prepared. We're going to start taking copper from you guys.
Okay, so let me ask you, the additional machinery that you brought in, were you able to get some of the machinery there to work and to be compatible with what you brought in?
No, everything is new. Because you see, the equipment that they have there is since 1949. A lot of people don't know that the factory was opened in 1949, in May 1949. So them equipments have been there for such a long time, and that's ancient stuff. So right now you get turnkeys, small compact stuff that works very well and very fluently, you understand?
You're watching Agriculture on the Move. We are due for a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
The Pesticides and Toxic Chemicals Control Board reminds all importers of such chemicals that according to the Pesticides and Toxic Chemicals Act, only chemicals which have been registered and granted approval by the board can be legally imported for use in St. Lucia. Agricultural and household chemicals that are not licensed for use in St. Lucia can be harmful to its users and the general public. Before placing orders, importers are advised to check the approved list of pesticides or household chemicals to ensure that they can be legally imported. An import license must be obtained from the Research and Development Division of the Ministry of Agriculture and must be submitted to the Customs and Excise Department to facilitate the clearance of the consignment. For further information, contact the Ministry of Agriculture's Research Division at Union or call telephone numbers 468-5600 or 468-5602.
Welcome back to the program, Agriculture on the Move. I am in studio with Mr. Ivan Prevost, who is an agricultural entrepreneur, and he has taken a bold step to take over the copra factory in Soufriere to ensure that he creates employment and, of course, to get the farmers back on stream with producing copra to ensure that there is a steady flow of copra to the factory and, of course, for more oil for the consumer. That's a bold step, and I'm sure it has cost you quite a lot to get that process on the go. I don't want to ask you how much it cost you. But the other thing is, have you been having any meetings with the farmers to ensure that you are going to get the production that you're looking for? Do you have a production capacity in mind to know exactly what you want, at what pace you want it? Do you have all of that in mind?
Yes, I have all that in plan. To say having a meeting, no. But right now, I know quite a bit of the copper farmers that used to come to sell copper to me, especially Mr. Quinn, Mr. Cleary, and those guys. They used to come and sell thousands of pounds of copper. So I do believe that from the 16th, because effective a little later, I going to go to maybe one of the media houses to put an ad stating that effective the 16th of February, I'll be purchasing copper. So I do believe that people will come on board. All people like my Charles from Monrepo, those people, you know, right now I pass.
As far as Babono, you know,
yeah,
all different Babono come
I
down.
passed there and I realized that my Charles have a couple bags underneath the house. So maybe she don't have somewhere to
sell.
To this. Yeah, so I'll be open for that.
So are you hold on? I mean, if you get 20 truckloads, can you?
No, 20 truckloads is not enough to process the plant for a month. I need 60,000 pounds of copper.
For 1 month?
For 1 month.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I know well the time I used to crush copper for Soufriere at Otsa, I used to get quite a bit. You understand? Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to get, but I pray that I'm going to get that.
Okay. Now the other thing is, okay, after you have done that, what about your market?
Well, the market is here. There is a demand for oil, huge demand, especially for coconut oil. So I don't have nothing to do just to crush, refine, bottle, and sell.
Okay, so you're only doing processed coconut oil, or what's about the virgin coconut oil?
Yes, that is one of the other stuff right now that I'm looking into. Because right now, as we speak, I'm the only person in St. Lucia doing the cold press, which you call the virgin coconut oil. Okay. I do it, I process it, but I package it for a guy named Desmond St. Rose, which is back to roots. So, but I will be taking it on my own now to organize it, and the brand will be Magic also on the market.
Oh, Magic oil.
Yeah, we're going to have the Magic cold pressed and the Magic coconut oil. Everything will be Magic.
Okay. In years past, in addition to the coconut oil, they were doing margarine, they were doing soaps and lard and stuff like this. Are you going that way?
Yes. Actually, I'm looking at, according to how things goes from now till August, I'm seeking to buy, because of the butter plant is right now not good in the factory. I'm going to purchase a brand new butter plant. So I'm going to start at fresh in August. I'm looking to start making butter, shortening, puff pastry. All these things will be made at the Soufriere factory. Like I said, I'm going to resurrect that place gradually. I'm going to go back into fiction, dishwashing liquid. I'm going to go back into massage oil. Wow. And I also going to incorporate something new, which is bleach.
Okay.
You understand? Bleach. So my intention is hopefully by November, December, the Soufriere factory should be employed 50 to 60 workers must be working there. That's my motive.
Okay.
So I need to just organize something, make things work. That's my duty.
The next thing I want to ask you is the question of training of your workers, and of course, you need to work up to a standard.
Yes.
Are you getting any assistance in terms of training, say from CEDU, to ensure that you are brought up to the standard that is required before you actually sell your product out to the public?
Well, actually, what I really looking at, because I was in the industry already, the only set of people is not, CEDU don't really help. They just give some ideas and different stuff. But the people I'm going to work with is those people from, how they call it?
Up in
Bureau of Standard. Bureau of Standard. Yeah,
Mhm.
Bureau of Standard. Bureau of Standard is the right set of people that I will bring in. And there is a young lady from Poile. She knows a lot when come to the cleanliness and stuff like this. You know, so I'm going to bring in a couple people in to make sure that I put this place at a high standard.
Yep.
You understand? We're not only looking, excuse me, I'm not only looking at the St. Lucia industry, because I can remember in the early 70s thereabout, which the time I was just born, I can remember a couple little things whereby plenty containers used to go to Jamaica. You know, I don't know if you can remember, but there was a lot of 10 containers on a monthly basis used to go to Jamaica. Oil used to go to Jamaica, butter shortening. But now these places have been so intellect that they start doing their own butter and stuff. But the coconut oil, you know that Jamaica doesn't have coconut trees. Trinidad doesn't have coconut trees. So St. Lucia is the way to go to try to export, because we need an export industry. We need to bring in some money, allow the government to make something, you know, the economy to grow. So for that to happen, we have to export. We cannot only look, but if the farmers help us get the copper, the amount that we need, we will export. They themselves will be happy. The workers they have will be happy. Our workers will be happy. The government will be happy with the tax and stuff. So everything will be okay.
There's a niche market in the UK, especially in New York, as to do with the virgin coconut oil, which is a health thing, and they add other things to it. So you will get a ginger coconut oil, you get a nutmeg coconut oil, that kind of thing. So I know there's a big market and they pay big money for it. So I think that's an area. Have you been able to to explore?
Well, like I said, we take baby steps.
Okay.
We're going to take baby steps because there are quite a few files at the Sofa factory whereby they was trying to do that same thing you're talking about.
Okay.
Where they're going to add maybe thyme or rosemary, you know, or lime, or you know. So but we're gonna take baby steps. Or what we want to do, we want to try to see if the farmers can at least give us the amount of copper we need, try to process it, catch the market, and then we're going to divert into other little stuff. You know, so that's what we're looking at.
Okay. With the Ministry of Agriculture, have you engaged them into what you're doing in terms of the way forward, in terms of the knowing what the ministry is doing in terms of getting the production on a level? Have you been having any dialogue with them?
No, the only time I tried to get in touch with the ministry was when I was trying to get the Sofa factory. I wrote to him, and you know, he was quite honest. He called me back instantly, which I appreciated. It didn't prolong, and then I wrote him back on another letter, but we never talk on a one-on-one basis, you know. So, but this is something in the long run.
You need to do that because there is, you see, there is. The left hand needs to know what the right hand is doing.
Yes,
there is a project in the ministry. In fact, our Deputy Director of Agricultural Services, Mr. Innocent, is the one responsible for this. So I think you should be able to touch base with him to know where you are in terms of production, because that's what you need to know. Okay? Because the quantum that you require there, I don't know that the farmers can produce that. So I'm thinking there is need to have that collaboration to ensure that you know where you're going down the road. So I think it's very, very important that you do that, because the ministry has been involved in that for years. Okay, and now they want to resuscitate it. I think that's the way to go. We are due for a break. You're watching Agriculture on the Move. With me is Mr. Ivan Prevost, who is an agricultural entrepreneur. Back soon.
The giant African snail, or the hibiscus pink mealybug, did not enter St. Lucia by accident. It was brought in by travelers from other countries. You can help save our agriculture by checking with the Crop Protection Unit at telephone number 468-5606 or 450-2375 before you bring in any plants or animals.
Welcome back to the program, Agriculture on the Move. Bon, M. Prevost, nous avons un petit créole, parce que nous voulons ça, d'ici mon nom de tout le monde qui a écouté le programme, ça, qui s'est passé. M. Prevost, dis ces femmes qui ça au café, souffrir et puis facture corporate.
Well, bonjour toutes femmes, et tout ça qui a écouté. Moi, je veux dire ces femmes, well, right now là, et ça nous est stationné. C'est pour commencer à gagner corporate et vieux réservé facture sous fouiller parce que si c'est ça qui était là longtemps si vous savez comment les factures de opéré en 1974 75 là comme ça so ça nous on veut dire c'est préparer quoi parce que nous en facture quand commencer à gagner corporate nous quand bailler un bon petit prix nous quand bailler des incentives et puis la canne coconut milk parce que vous savez ça c'est un bon bagage pour ces cochons et ces bagages ça là so nous pas veut tout bagage juste aller et puis rien pas ça fait so nous voulons travailler avec nous quand travailler avec eux nous savons le était désappointé temps passé mais nous pas désappointé et nous aussi voulons yo savent that là nous commencer à acheter copra nous pas ni pièce crédit ou venir là j'ai copra nous payer l'argent. Nous pas qu'à au cash, mais nous qu'à au chèque. Parce que nous savons à présent pas ça ni comme l'argent là mon qu'à voler bagay so nous qu'à un chèque ou ça là banque là tout pour parce que souffrir ni des banques, nous qu'à pour l'argent et puis c'est comme ça nous qu'à bail mais nous voulons travailler avec nous.
OK, so dis comment vous commencé projet ça qui incentive vous pour faire pour aller à de projet ça là.
Well, quand dis moi regarder plus tard abonné c'est moi t'ai joindre puis manager en 2007, les été ouvert facture et puis il était bon moi en taille pour aller l'autre bois pour chercher coco, chercher huile qui pour qu'on finisse fait bagaille comme ça. So, ouais moi t'ai adam moi réaliser c'est tout l'argent qui allait dehors. So moi pas te vle ouais tout l'argent qui allait dehors, quand moi dit plus bonheur dat moi acheter une machine et moi commencer gagner corporate. So moi ouais l'administration et puis l'année assez femme qui n'y comprend problème là c'est pas pour aller dehors acheter huile là pour finir c'est le problème là tenir c'est facture pas de payer aller et puis moi try couper ça en manière moi commencer gain comprendre nous pas tenir pièce problème facture commencer opérer tout bagaille aller bien et tout bail comme ça tout bail est aller.
Bon so actuellement côté actuellement combien on est employé à de facture pour
actuellement moi ni 15 moun et attention moi avant quand dit moi dit avant novembre décembre moi voulais facture ni approcher 50 moun. Et c'est ça moi voulais. Attention moi c'est pas garder facture as pour faire l'argent. Pour qu'on dit oui on est pour faire l'argent mais pour comme profit mais moi pas garder comme sans profit mais pour employer moun empêcher tout petit boyan ghetto sous fouiller à présent on savent venir physique tu as goumé et puis on a l'autre comme problème sous regarder telle news ou quoi comme bagaille qu'a fait et moi voulais try de bout ça moi voulais tout le monde venir ensemble tout bagaille fait so si moun ni taille c'est crime bagaille fait et c'est attention moi pour ça fait so si c'est femme a aider moi c'est corporate quantité à moi voulais qu'on dit nous deux plus moun ka employé plus moun ka jeune travail et plus crime ka de bout parce que moun ka rien bagaille pour faire.
Est-ce ça dit ces femmes combien tonnes corporate ou ka besoin par mois?
Well à présent quand moi dit machine nous ni à présent ka trouver approcher 60 000 livres corporate. So si nous avons 60 000 livres corporate tous les mois nous ka apprécier ça. Okay. So ça a un bon incentive si nous avons ça. Et ça nous voulait faire encore c'est pharma qui mène petit point comme on dit monsieur Cléry, monsieur Queen qui mène petit point corporate. Nous ça ba incentive qu'on nous paye bayo l'argent pour gaz nous bayo 4 5 plus ou comment bayo pour try motiver pour mener corporate nous parce que nous ka veut corporate. Nous pas veut corporate aller Guyana, aller Trinidad, aller pes côté les vieux nous pas have qui ça. So si nous ni bail là ici, pharma qui ni cochon fama qui ni bœuf, cheval, moun qui ni poisson qui fait tilapia, yo ça hen coconut meal, qui ni protéine là-dedans et puis yo ka vivre plus mal.
Parce que nous ni OK mon cas nous cochon.
Oui.
Et que ni vle c'est coconut meal ça
Oui.
ni bœuf by ko ha. Ça. What's about étoilement by c'est moun nan ou ka travail pour aider yo faire facture à travail primaire. Est-ce qu'on ni attention pour mener moun pour by c'est mon étude.
Merci. Ouais, yon ka fait quand tout monde le ka faire au besoin lab tech. Now c'est moun qui là je vais garder si moyen dans monde mais je vais mener dans mon pays pour moucher monnaie pour tester ces produits là et bagay comme ça je vais mener tout le monde des consultants pour venir faire un débat des monde qui ni éducation en compte pour try moucher ces compte c'est content là parce que ça moi ka fait moi pas ka employer monde qui a employé moi ka employer monde qui pas employé so sou hani taille moi pas venir chercher taille parce que si vous venez chercher taille pour employer ça means ou ka block un monde qui pas employé.
D'accord.
So si moi ni un monde qu'on dit ka croiser corpora. Moi a expérience là-dedans, moi kay moucher monnaie pour faire. Parce que si y a dedans, il kay moucher l'autre monde aussi pour faire.
D'accord.
Vous comprenez? So si ça là l'année go cardinal, il pas ça ou pas ouais cardinal c'est côté yo ka peser. Moi ça ou pas ouais, moi kay moucher un monde pour faire. Un monde ça moucher l'autre monde pour faire. Mais qui ça c'est qu'a fait pour moi pour un monde qui a employé pour moucher pour faire. Vous comprenez? Et payer monde ça là on comme monde qui pas un travail. So moi pas vle comme ça, moi vle tout monde qui vle taille, c'est monde qui pas ni taille. So les ça là nous ka agrandi on employment rate là kay baisser et bagay kay primaire.
OK. Qu'on about pour finir programme là, qu'est-ce au dernier ba vous dire by PEP?
Well, moi je voulais dire tout le monde that quand nous dit monde avant dit nous well, le coco pas bon. Mais nous-mêmes venir savoir à présent que tout le monde savent que le coco c'est primaire nous ni à présent et pas à présent à chaque monde ka qu'on dit grably vous comprenez so moi je voulais dire c'est mon well factory a ouvert et nous ka vie un brand magic et puis il pas coconut growers encore mais nous registré as coconut factory Saint Lucia qui même bagay coco yo dit nous pas ça mettre cette ici parce que c'est nous pas mais nous mettez cette ici derrière vous comprenez so tout bagay qui marche bien moi voulais tout le monde savent well pas critiquer parce qu'on est pour critiquer vous comprenez critiquer pour try faire place là en primaire place ou un bagay qui wrong un bagay qui pas travailler ou kay couiller dire tel so nous ça fait primaire parce que personne pas parfait.
Okay.
Vous comprenez?
And you this anglais. Let's say it in English because I want people to understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying, I don't want nobody to maybe criticize. You understand? The factory is there for us. The factory belongs to St. Lucia. You understand? So we don't want nobody to criticize. There is something wrong, something going bad, you let people know.
That's right.
Because you see, one thing that happened right now there, before they used to tell you that the coconut, when it goes in the freezer, it have to curdle. But there is right now there is a process.
Yes.
They call double fractionated.
Okay.
Now, all what people tell you is, oh, it can any weather by là. So we stopping that hardness. Nous ka do bout bagay ça là parce que nous voulons nous diplomaire, nous voulons voir.
I'll do something because we're running out. So I want to thank you for being here, Mr. Prevost. I want to thank you for your enthusiasm. I wish you success with your contribution to the coconut industry in St. Lucia. You've been watching Agriculture on the Move. I'd like to thank you for viewing. I would like also the farmers to realize, yes, the coconut factory is back on stream. So until then, I am Philip Sidney. Say goodbye and see you again.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the Move.
Agricole en mouvement.